Next is a Sega character, a cult classic that needs another game. Because I said so. Come on, Sonic Team.
Just do it! Make your dreams come true!
Ha! You thought I was gonna put some obscure Sonic character here, weren't you? Or maybe Cold Steel the Hedgehog?
Nope.
I love Knights. In fact, it inspired the username I most often use. Both Knights games are such wonderful, magical experiences that I recommend to anyone who would like a simple but unique game to cheer you up. And you may recognize it if you've played either Sonic adventure game. The franchise is made by Sonic Team. The last game was a Wii exclusive, and we do have Sonic in Smash, so this isn't entirely out of the question. But without a proper revival, I don't see this happening. If it did, Riala could appear as an alternate skin, like how they split Olimar with Alf. Not an Echo Fighter though, they literally have all the same powers. I imagine Knights would be a lightweight, dancing, graceful aerial fighter with a high degree of movement capabilities, being able to recover from almost any attack that doesn't KO. However, that would come at the cost of having attacks with low launch power, requiring you to use aerial and offstage combos similar to Sheik, but more floaty, like Jigglypuff. For special attacks, Neutral B would be a command grab move that suspends opponents in midair, rotates around them, and pushes them in whichever direction Knights is facing, just like when you come in contact with an enemy in both games. Side B would be a spinning forward charge through some loops to attack. Up B would be a looping flight upwards. Opponents caught inside the loop will take damage. Down B could be a twirling dance kick that propels Knights upwards if the button is mashed, like Luigi's Cyclone, but it has more range and movement, but less power and doesn't combo. For the final smash, any nearby characters will be sucked into an energy ball. Then, Knights can shoot it off in any direction similar to the B move, but much stronger and can't be escaped once trapped. The best and most obvious stages from the series are the memorable Bell Bridge and Twin Seeds, similar stages in both Knights games where you fly around a bright and colorful city. It could be a moving stage with building rooftops for platforms that disappear and reappear with colorful fireworks, balloons, and confetti flying around. And in HD, that would be an eye-gasm. Alright, this one is for all the normies and degenerates out there.
Degenerates.
I love the Elder Scrolls series, despite all of its glaring flaws and silly Bethesda-isms. I've put hundreds of hours into each of Morrowind, Oblivion, and Skyrim. Prior to Skyrim coming to the Switch, I never even dreamed of seeing a character from the series making it to Smash, but now, it isn't out of the question anymore. While Skyrim isn't my personal favorite game in the series, the other two games I've played have you create heroes which don't really have any special characteristics that could be translated into a unique fighting game character. The Dovahkiin, on the other hand, has the Dragon Shouts, powerful abilities derived from the language of dragons that only the Dovahkiin can master. The Dragonborn could dual-wield a dagger and one-handed weapon from the series, like how the Dragonborn promotional character does. Maybe they could also use spells from the game for some attacks. If they wanted to get really ambitious with this character, each skin could be a different race from the Elder Scrolls series with a different armor and weapon set for each one, though they would all play the same. That way, all you furries and lusty Argonian maid fans won't feel left out.
Degenerates.
The Dragonborn specials would all operate similarly. They are powerful moves that require cooldown once used, and the longer you hold B, the more powerful the move will be. The neutral B would be the iconic a chargeable windbox attack that pushes opponents. Side B would be Wuld Nakest, a forward charge attack that goes further the longer it is charged and can be used for horizontal recovery. Charging increases the range. Up B would summon Odaving or Durnevir to ride upwards and damage enemies. It would have super armor and is a good recovery move, but cooldown makes Dragonborn risky at fighting off stage. Down B would be Yol Tur Shul or Fokradin, an alternating fire and frost breath attack. The final smash, Mul Kadiv, would be Dovahkiin's dragon aspect transformation with super armor and more powerful attacks and shouts. High Hrothgar would be a great stage, fighting atop the tallest mountain in Skyrim with snowstorms and random dragon attacks and all. Now, go buy Skyrim again for the 6th time. The Xeno series.
I'm really feeling it!
Get me!
Man, what a bunch of jokers!
Think you can take me! Think you can take me! Think you can take me! Don't forget me! Think you can take me! Think you can take
me! Well, that escalated quickly. I know the series has become meme fodder at this point, but it also has a lot going for it, and includes some of my favorite games and stories of all time. Now we got Shulk,
Now it's short time!
which was a welcome surprise back in 2014. I would not be surprised if another character is included in Ultimate as DLC. Hopefully it will be a... No. Oh god, no! No! Deconfirmed, thank god. No, well, actually, yes, that would be pretty cool if Xenosaga wasn't killed off.
Hey there.
Hello there.
Looks like you're all in one piece.
Now we're talking. Xenoblade X was a fantastic game that didn't get the recognition it deserved due to being on the underperforming Wii U, and I hope it gets revived someday to finish off that friggin' cliffhanger ending. Since your main character in Xenoblade X is a mute avatar, Elma is more or less the face of the game, acting as the main hero figure while your character supports her. Throughout the game she uses dual guns and dual blades. However, there are various weapons throughout Xenoblade X, including rifles, ray guns, spears, and even lightsabers and more. There are also different styles of armor throughout the game that Elma could use as alternate skins. For her specials, her neutral B could be a regular gunfire similar to Fox, but with a higher damage output and shorter range. Her side B would be one of her most commonly used moves, Sliding Slinger, where she slides forward with a kick while shooting bullets upwards. The kick will knock opponents upward into the gun's range. For her up and down B, I'm not quite sure since the rest of her moves in Xenoblade X do not match well. I'm thinking down B could be a sort of backstep gunfire attack used to space opponents, while up B could be a jumping slash attack, but those are just ideas I came up with. For her final smash, that's easy. Get in a scale and destroy everything! I mean, you know. For the stage, it would be a moving stage like Skyloft and Port Town Aerodive, a tour of Primordia and New Los Angeles where players ride along the back of a large scale or ship. Other scales could appear as moving platforms as well. And of course, the music of Xenoblade X would be perfect for beating the crap out of each other too.
Wild, huh? We need to learn to play nice with these guys if we're going to try and coexist together.
Would you like to see Minecraft in Smash? How about that Steve guy? I mean, just look at him. Look at that psychotic bloodlust in his eyes. Such a savage beast. You and I both know he'd be top tier just from every other character cowering in fear. Nah, I have a better idea. Check out this little badass. Okay, I promise this is going to be the last Squeenix character on this list. While it could be argued that a mainline Dragon Quest character would be ideal for Smash, such as the main character of the recent Dragon Quest XI, or even the original Dragon Quest hero, or a more popular character like Jessica, Terry, or Tornico, I think the legendary builder would be a more fun, unique character. Since the builder can be male or female, they could include both as alternate skins like they do with Robin and Corrin. Plus, with Dragon Quest Builders 2 on the way with 2 new protagonist designs, they have 4 different skins they could include. As for a moveset, think of the builder as Villager, with a little sword and hammer. The sword would be used for quicker or wide-range attacks such as jabs and aerials, while the hammer would be for powerful moves like smash attacks or downward hits that could have higher shield breaking ability but are slower. The specials are where it gets interesting. Neutral B could be an item crafting one where he creates a random item from Dragon Quest Builders and uses it like a normal item. Some possibilities are a healing herb that heals a small amount of damage, a block of earth that can be placed somewhere, a sledgehammer that powers up his hammer-based attacks, a magic sword that powers up his sword attacks, some armor that breaks after a while, a shield, a throwing stone or knife, or a slime that can be thrown and will move around on its own. I mean, come on, they gotta include a slime into Smash somehow. Side B would be a minecart ride to charge into opponents. This move would only be usable on the ground, though. Up B would be a recovery move, where he places a ladder to climb quickly and jump off. It would cover a lot of vertical range, but can be used by both opponents and teammates before it disappears. For down B, he could place a block of earth underneath him as a temporary platform, but only one can be used at a time, and can be broken with weak attacks. This would be a tricky move to implement without creating an easy way to camp, however, so there would probably have to be some other limitations on this move as well. The builder's final smash has to be the Bashmobile, the game's most overpowered weapon, armor, and means of transportation all in one. Seriously, as long as you don't make contact with any walls and keep boosting, you are almost invincible in this thing. For the final smash, he quickly builds it, then rams into opponents, breaking shields and launching laterally until it explodes for a stronger launch. As for the stage, Cantlin, the first stage in Dragon Quest Builders. There wouldn't be much in the way of hazards in the blocky town, but it would be destructible, with only the center of the town's foundation unbreakable. Breaking through the ground on the side of the town will reveal the bottom blast zone, and villagers will attempt to rebuild anything you destroy. And hey, if we can't get Goku, at least we can get some character design by Toriyama, right? Also, check out my town I made in Terra Incognita. It's quite large. Link in the description. Is it okay to have 2 different iterations of the same mythological being depicted by 2 different companies in the same game? Video games take creative liberties with mythological characters and legends all the time. Castlevania, Bayonetta, Final Fantasy, and Kid Icarus being a few examples relevant to Smash Bros. We have Death from Castlevania showing up in Smash Ultimate, but there is another form of the Grim Reaper I'd like to see as a playable fighter.
He has many names. Kinslayer, Executioner, Death.
Death, meet Death. Now Death can use Death's Scythe as an item too. Darksiders is a badass series starring the 4 horsemen in a post-apocalyptic world that deserves more attention. You can get both Darksiders 1 and 2 on any modern console that isn't the Switch pretty cheap, so go get it. Anyway, this version of Death uses dual scythes for quick and snappy close combat, but can also use various different weapons found throughout the game, such as hammers, claws, axes, and more. but I think for Smash he'd mainly stick to his sides. He is canonically a very mobile character and would play similar to how I described Adol earlier, but Death has the potential for far more interesting special attacks. Not to mention his more snarky attitude compared to his siblings, but that's another story.
Bring mankind back from extinction. Madness.
If it's madness, then who better to show me the way?
For his neutral B, Dust, his trusty Raven companion, flies forth and attacks enemies. Kinda like Zelda's new down B, Dust would move around independently from Death, but can't be used again until he flies back to him. His side B, Voidwalker, fires an orb of energy forward. If it hits an opponent, Death teleports to and attacks them. If it hits a wall, he will teleport from a portal that spawns on the wall's surface. This would be a really unique recovery option on certain stages. His up B would be Death Grip, which extends an ethereal hand diagonally upwards to tether grab ledges. If it hits an opponent, it will pull them downward or pull Death towards them. Can't decide which one I like better. For his down B, he could summon Despair, his steed, to trample enemies as Death rides him. Death can attack with his scythe on horseback, but is a punishable move kinda like Wario's bike. For his final smash, he could assume Reaper form, where he can unleash a series of powered up, high range attacks. For his stage, I guess there are various locations to choose from, but none of them really act as an iconic series location, besides a post-apocalyptic Earth. But my favorite location is the towering Crystal Spire in Lost Light. Maybe they could have demons and angels flying around, battling above the stage, and if one side gets hit enough times, they turn on the players for a while. We also got Darksiders 3 coming out real soon, and Fury's looking pretty sick as well. Depending on how good this game is once it comes out, I may have to change my mind. Unfortunately, it doesn't appear to be planned for the Switch, but perhaps in time.
I'm not here to put you out of your misery. Not yet.